Hey guys, it's FuwaHime. A few weeks ago, I asked you guys to ask me some questions so that you can get to know me better. So we're gonna answer them today. Let's get started. First question. How old are you? I just turned 23 last week. What's your favorite clothing style? I like anything that's pink, cream or white or black. Those are the only colors I kind of only wear. And I like shirts with like cute detailing and stuff on them. I don't really know if there's a name for this style. But I guess the closest thing is a store called Bourbon 21. So maybe look those guys up. I think they have like a Taobao and maybe like some on eBay. I know lots of people like the Yeti mics, but do you have any plans on upgrading in future? Yes, I'd eventually like to get a 3DO, because like lots of my favorite tingles are made on it, so I'd like to make that for you guys too. What country do you live in? I was born and raised in Australia. Are you Japanese or from another country? I am not Japanese. Both my parents are from the Philippines, so my ancestry is actually Filipina. Makasoti Bisaya Gikan Sasabu. However, I don't look Filipino at all. I'm actually surprised that I have no close Chinese blood. I know my grandparents both had Spanish blood on both sides, so maybe that had some influence. What type of music do you listen to? I love so many different kinds of music. It can range from anything from System of a Down to Young Lean to anime soundtracks. So I probably couldn't answer this very well, but my all-time favorite Japanese band is called Daring Gray. And my most listened to album right now is the Pink Eye album by Filthy Frank. Do you play video games at all / much? When I need a break, I do. But like music, I play a range of games, Overwatch obviously included. At the moment, I'm replaying Catherine. How can I explain this game? It's kind of like a puzzle RPG, kind of like a visual novel game. It's a really interesting game, and there's like 5 different endings to it, so there's a lot of replay value. So I recommend you guys give this a shot if you haven't already. Another game I play it on my lunch breaks. It's called Summoner's War. There you go. I'm not sure how to explain this game, but you basically kind of like Pokemon where you level up your characters and you do like little dungeons and stuff. Next question. How do you feel about hentai? Look at that booty, show me the booty, give me the booty, I want the booty, back up the booty. How did you get into ASMR? So basically, I started listening to ASMR without knowing what it was. So I ran into ASMR through playing guided meditations. I just started listening to a guy carving soap, and then later I got into other things like brushing noises and ear massages. What inspired you to do ASMR? I wasn't really interested in roleplays back then. It was a lot of just like dudes with hands and just doing stuff. Anyway, so one day I ran into Pomo. I really enjoyed her visuals and how she represented herself. I know a lot of you guys say we do really similar things. I'm just gonna zoom out. Okay. Since we're like both Asian and we kind of hide our faces. And it's probably true since I draw a lot of my inspiration from her. She is the reason why that I wanted to try YouTube. I love Pomo, but I really believe me and Pomo are very different people. I think in real life I'm very loud and kind of rowdy. But you know, I hope to let my personality shine through to you guys so you can enjoy this channel for the real FuwaHime feel. At the end of the day, I truly believe nothing is truly original. I think everyone takes inspiration from different things and turns it into their own, and then that becomes original. So music and art is a great example of that. When I studied fashion, for fashion design, we would take inspiration from certain images and, you know, take what we liked from it and make it our own. So that's basically how things are made. Besides, let's be real, guys. Pomo is like, and then FuwaHime is like, who are your favorite ASMR artists? Obviously Pomo, because I love her ear massages. ASMR Surge, he was the guy that does all the really cool soap carvings. ASMR Companion, he did a lot of kind of role plays catered to girls. I think he's just disappeared somewhere. And if anyone can tell me where he is, I would really like to know, because I'm very sad about this. And one that I found recently, her name is Fiona ASMR. I think her video was called Crazy Asian Lady Psychic. Oh my god, like it was so funny, I couldn't stop laughing. So I definitely recommend hers if you're up for a laugh. Do you watch anime, and which is your favorite? I recently finished Little Witch Academia and Maid Dragon. It's probably like a few months ago already. At the moment I'm only watching Sure Children. I think that's what the name of it is. My all-time favorite anime is Sailor Moon, because that one's from my childhood. What's your favorite lip product at the moment? I got them right here. This one's called Dear Darling Tint, and it's by Etude House. That makes funny noises. This is too loud. Okay, never mind. The one I'm currently wearing are these two here. Holy Berry Tint. I'm not sure who made this one. I think it's by Holika? I could be wrong. So I think this one makes really nice noises. What do I apply on top of this one? This one's called Delcom Gloss by Tony Moly. Smells like grapes. So this is just a lip gloss with a little bit of a pink tinge. Those ones are my favorite at the moment. You could definitely find those ones online. Next question. Best pretty cute anime and character within that anime. I'm probably really biased when I say this, but I love Doki Doki Pretty Cure. I guess every Pretty Cure is about friendship, but this one's really sweet and lighthearted. Teaches kids how to be kind and considerate. If you didn't know, Pretty Cure is a kids anime directed. It's like Sailor Moon for 8-year-olds or something, but I don't know, I really like it. So my favorite character, her name is Mana. I think she's a really good role model for kids. She's kind, cheerful, and wishes the best and sees only the best in everyone. And I think that's all a lot of people shit on her, because she's almost too perfect, but she makes a really good example of a role model. What is your favorite kind of ASMR to listen to as well as make? Favorite sounds or triggers? Currently on this microphone, I really like making crinkle noises. See if I can find something that crinkle. I tried to find something, but I couldn't find anything, so I'm just gonna crinkle the windshield. I think it works best on the Yeti crinkle noises too. But I think eventually I'd really like to do an ear massage or ear picking video when I upgrade my mic. Other sounds I really like are sticky sounds and water sounds. Do you play the game League of Legends or any type of MOBA? I used to play all the time. I've made some cosplays from the game too. So I've made Caitlyn, Ari, Lux, Kale, and Leona. But yeah, I just don't play anymore. It makes me too angry. When I did play, I made Lux and Jinx. I would have stopped playing around the time that Rek'Sai, I think his name is. When he got released, I think I stopped playing around then. Can you play an instrument? namely the triangle, because that instrument is mad complicated, my friend. I was self-taught in playing the guitar, but I dropped it like 10 years ago or something. It's been a while now, but I can play something even better than the triangle. How did you learn to speak Japanese? And do you have any tips for people currently learning, sorry. You speak Japanese very well. Did you learn it young? And how long have you been speaking Japanese for? So I actually grew up in elementary school learning German. So in high school, I tried to apply for a Japanese class, but they didn't want to teach me because I had no previous experience before that. So I never got to learn it in high school. So fast forward a few years, only 2 years ago, I started going to a night class once a week for about 2 hours, but stopped because I had to change to a new job and it kind of messed around with my schedule a bit. While I was there, I only learnt really basic things, asking for things, how to ask questions. I think it's enough to get my point across. So I could write things down on paper, okay, but my speech was so bad. We'd have to give presentations sometimes. When I would talk, I would stutter a lot, or like I would stand there for a really long time trying to figure out what words I wanted to say. I figured that all I have to do is just use my speech more, right? I made some videos of me speaking in Japanese and my speech improved. So I could finally come into class and have a somewhat fluent conversation. So I think the key is to practice. Writing is one thing, but speaking is definitely another thing. I think speaking is harder to formulate, whereas writing you have more time to think. Yeah, making pen pals, practicing regularly. I can't say I've been the best at it at the moment. Like, the only time I do get to do Japanese is scripts for ASMR. Are you planning to do a video where you talk to a girl? Yes, definitely. I really want to do something really fun. Something like a sleepover where I can like play with your hair and we can do just cute sleepover stuff, I guess. なぜ日本語を勉強しようと思ったのですか? Why did I choose to study Japanese? 子供の時、アニメと J-POP が好きだった。だから日本語を勉強しました。I really liked Japanese, like J-pop music and anime when I was a younger kid. When you're editing videos, do you still get that ASMR effect? Especially when editing, I get to sit down and listen to it too, since I edit out a lot of the loud sounds like planes and cars, etc. So yes, I do still get the ASMR effect. In what ways do you cope with your depression? I'm really open about how I'm hungry. I'm really open about me and my depression. It's really upsetting for me to know how many of my other friends who also suffer from depression and anxiety too. I believe nothing is perfect. At the end of the day, I'm a real person with my own problems and feelings, just like everyone else. Before I go on, I'd like to say that 1, I'm not a professional and I don't claim to be. These are just simply my own ways of dealing with it. A little backstory, I dramatically recovered a few years ago from social anxiety. I had body dysmorphia, depression, and sometimes I'd have anxiety. It wasn't completely gone, but I felt a lot better. I wasn't hating myself every day. A few years after that, maybe about 3 years after that, I felt really bad because I thought I wasn't improving because it came back again. But I think I realized it's unfortunately something that I think I will have to live with. And these are 4 ways I cope with it. 1 is acceptance. I just come to accept that I can be sad sometimes a little bit more than usual. 2, being social. Talking to friends that made me feel okay, talking and hanging out with people who were positive, not necessarily talking about my problems, but just having like a pleasant conversation with people that I care about and who care about me. Just going out and doing something that made me feel a little bit better. 3, just being super kind to myself. I'm someone that really works myself to the bone. The way I think of it in my head is, I don't have depression now. I'm going to work really hard until I do have depression again. But, you know, when I'm depressed, I kind of just don't do anything for a little bit. Just taking extra time to sleep in, playing games, taking more breaks in between doing productive things, I guess. Basically, I just try not to overwork myself too much. Number 4 would be humor. For me, it's stuff like really dumb memes. I feel the best way is to just laugh it off. Often it'll be memes about depression. I acknowledge that depression exists, and so that comes into acceptance, but I literally just take the piss out of it. You only have so much time in this life, so, you know, focus on living my life rather than worrying about things that'll bring me down, I guess. I hope that answers your question. Alrighty, so I hope you guys enjoy the Q&A. I'm really honored that you guys get to join me in my journey here on YouTube. I do apologize if I didn't get around to everyone's questions, but that being said, maybe I'll make a second Q&A video sometime if you guys like it enough. Anyway, I'll be back to normal ASMR videos next week. So thank you so much. Stay happy and healthy. Bye!